My Lords, I rise very briefly to speak in favour of that this clause not stand part. And I feel like I should really declare my interest in terms of unfair financial advantage that Noble Lord Renard referred to. As a Green, I'm well used to being always on the wrong side of that unfair financial advantage. And it's obvious that we have an arms race in spending, and we have the politics that's paid for by the people who pump the money in. Now, I've got one perhaps might be considered radical amendment rather later in this bill to suggest that we put a very tight limit on donations, which starts from the other end of these things, to say that we are not benefiting from the quality of our politics from money being pumped in. But what this clause not stand part amendment suggests is that we don't allow an escalation of a concentration even more of money. And going away from the interests of parties that don't have that sort of money, I just invite people, and I'm sure many who've done practical politics will know the reality of this. You have a street, very often the boundary of a constituency or even a council ward goes down the middle of the street. And the people on one side of the street are in a hotly contested marginal constituency, and the people on the other side of the street are in a safe seat. And neighbours talk to each other, and one says, "God, I've just got so many election leaflets coming through my door. My recycling bin is just totally overflowing." And the one from the other side of the street said, "Oh, there's an election on. I didn't even know there was an election." And if we think about what kind of disrepute that brings our politics in, when we have massive amounts of resources concentrated in a small number of seats, and people can see that this is just not right or balanced, and that this is not a national political contest. So I think the idea of notional expenditure just being allowed to roll and roll on takes us to a very bad place. So I back the Noble Lord Renard on this. Yeah.